Hey guys, welcome to another video in Coding with Thiago. Thanks for watching this video, and for today's video we are going to talk about a few good practices to follow when coding, right? So to start this series, we will start with the early return pattern, which for me is the best pattern that we can apply when we are coding our projects and applications and etc. because it avoids to create a lot of branches inside of our code. For you who doesn't know what is a branch inside your code, is when you create a conditional which starts to have a lot of conditionals inside of it, right? So for example, this code here, it is clearly a branch, right? Because I have if car available, person, and I have a lot of conditionals, right? And I have branches here because when testing, I will have to match all these conditionals to see if everything is working properly. And I need to check if the card is available and when the card is not available, right? So I have these branches, and creating this is needed, right? But we can do in a better way because we want to avoid one thing, which is the if Hadouken, right? So with this, we are creating a big bad practice because our code is totally encapsulated inside one conditional. So we are we are going to have a lot of problems if we try to refactor this and if we try to create a different thing here, right? Because this is totally encapsulated and will be a hell to remove this. Perfect. So what what could we do to avoid this type of practice? We have a few things that we can do. So at the beginning, we can start removing the else's because we don't need the else, right? So as you can see here, if the person doesn't have the money, so return true, else return false. So we can return the else's because they are not necessary in this case here. Because if anything is negative, so we can just return a false here, right? So we just removed a lot of code here, but this is not the idea, right? The idea is to create, or better saying, remove the Hadouken from our code because now you can see clear the Hadouken here, right? So for example, to avoid this, first of all, we need to start changing our mindset when coding our applications. So for example, anytime you are creating a conditional, you should start thinking in a negative way for your conditional. So instead of thinking, hey, I will check if the card is available. No, I will not check if the card is available. I will check if the card isn't available, right? If the card is not available. Because if I can check this and the card is not available, I can break my code right there, you know? So for example, instead of having if car dot is available, I will start checking if the card is not available. If it's not available, I will return false. Perfect. Right now, I have the conditional for the age of the person because if the person is greater than or equals to 18 years old, the person can has a driver license, and consequently the person can has um, a car if it has the money, right? But right now we need to do the conditional if person dot age is less than 18, so we can't sell a car to that person, right? Because they are not adults yet. You know? You know the trick? Okay, so we are checking the conditional here. So right now, if the person has a driver license, we need to check if the person doesn't has a driver license, right? If the person doesn't has, return false. You know, anytime here, if the first conditional, if the first condition doesn't match, we already break our code here. So we are not wasting our time doing any other processing. We are not creating any branches inside our code. We are just creating a single and structured code, right? And this will be working as the same way the code below. So just thinking in the negative way when creating the conditionals will help your code to be well structured, scalable, and easy to read and maintain, right? Because this is the main thing when we are creating a software, a complex software, scalable software, creating the things easy to read, easy to understand, easy to maintain. Perfect. So right now, if the person doesn't has a driver license, so we need to check. Sorry, if the person has a driver license, we need to check about the money. So if the person dot money is less than the car dot value, again, return false. And here we matched all the conditions to buy a car. So if the person match all of this, return true, right? And then we don't need this code anymore. So as you guys can see, we refactored very quickly all that code that we had just before. We had this right now, clean, readable, and you can understand, right? If the person, if the car is not available, return false. So the person cannot buy a car. If the person age is less than 18, return false again, right? Because the person can't has a car. Of course, this is in Brazil. Of course, other countries probably is different. I know that US a person can buy a car with 16, but I don't know if it's just a driver license or if the person can buy a car. Anyway, you guys, this is totally a tutorial, right? So basically we have all of this, and with this we refactor our code and things are very clear now, very readable. You can understand easily by just taking a look at the code, right? So guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys understand understand what we are talking about here and start applying this in your applications, right? So that's it. Thanks for watching this video and see you guys in the next video. Bye.